What about health? Our health. We can get so burdened down because we don't feel good. And we get attacked and all those types of things. Okay, we can be blindsided. We cannot see what is coming ahead. But you know what? This is what God has for us. I want to tell you this story. You guys know my testimony, what God's brought me through, healing and all of that kind of stuff. 16 years after God had healed me of Hodgkin's disease, lymphoma, cancer, I found another lump, a second lump on my neck. And we went to the doctor. The doctor sent us to a specialist. And the specialist, he comes in the room and he's poking around. He pokes around on my throat here because I had this lump right in front. And he says some things to me that I didn't understand. And he walks out. And in comes a nurse. And she has these big needles. And I'm like, what are you going to do with that? And where are you going to put that? You know, like, back away. You're not getting near me. But you know what? We had a suddenly. Just like your creditors may rise up suddenly, a health situation can rise up suddenly. What are you going to do when those things are looking you right in the face and all of a sudden you find yourself in the middle of a storm? We're sitting there in the doctor's office. The storm is coming down around us. She takes samples with those needles from the lump on my throat, and she literally says just right then there, because of the color, the texture, the this, the that, all the stuff, she said, this lump is cancerous. So what are you going to do? The reality of what's happening is setting in, and setting in fast. The clouds are circling. What are you going to do? And you know what I found myself doing? I made that switch right there and then in the chair. And I got to be honest with you, the first probably 10, 15 minutes after she said those words, I just blurted out and I just started bawling. Yeah. I had 2 kids. They were just little. They were just like 3, 4 years old, 5 and 7 years old. And so they were little. And out of my spirit, I could just feel this shift take place, and out of my mouth came, I will not go through this again. I have 2 kids, and I am not going to go through this again. That's exactly what I said. But what happened in me was I repositioned myself. I took that stuff that was inside of me, and it came up and it came out of me. And in the face of that storm, I could stand there and say, no, devil, you're not coming against me. I will not go through this again. And you know what? Right then and there, that is that very moment that you make the decision who's going to win that battle. That's right where you position yourself in the heat of the storm. Who is going to take control in that battle? Are you going to take the lead, or are you going to let the enemy take the lead in your life? When you're faced with the storm, what is in you is going to come up and come out. Well, I knew it. Well, you know, they did say, you know, what's coming out of us? And then we wonder why we find ourselves in the positions that we find ourselves. We can change that.
What happened?
Oh, what happened? Okay. I told you, I cut so much, I have like scribbles all over my notes, okay, because I went so long the first service. But what happened is I went through a surgery, and you know what? The outcome was I didn't even have 1 lump on my thyroid. I had 6. And you know what? It was non-cancerous. Non-cancerous. And you know what? It might have been cancerous the day that I sat there in that hospital or in that doctor's room and she actually took the test for the first time. It could have been. But it doesn't matter when the change happened. But you know what? I believe, and you can't convince me otherwise. I tell my husband that when he doesn't see it quite the way you can't convince me otherwise. This is how I feel in the story. When I made that decision that I was not going to do this again, I knew better. I knew my God. I knew greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And I just let that stuff come up and out of me. And I believe that's when the diagnosis changed. The diagnosis changed because I allowed something greater than myself take a hold and take that proper position inside of me. The Word of God came in, it was already there, but it rose up and it took that position inside of me, and it propelled me over into my place of victory. That's what being in the right position will do for you. Do you understand that? Can you say it's important? It's important. Okay. In closing,